Hi, everyone. This is DJ Honeyflow for the Honeyflow Talk Show. And of course, we have another amazing guest that I've known for a while that DJ streams and is a real hard worker, especially on Twitch and off of Twitch. So I'm so happy to bring him in. And, a lot of his stories are actually quite interesting. So as more people filter in the room and come in, make sure you guys give him, a warm welcome as well. And it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun today. He's got 35 plus years experience, all the way from Alaska, the first actually DJ that I've seen on Twitch or even streamer for that matter. That's from Alaska actually, which I find really interesting. So make sure you guys say a warm welcome when, as we continue the conversation. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll be sure to catch them. And yeah, there's so much going on as well, guys. One thing I was going to mention too is I have a huge 96 streams of female streamers actually, a huge raid train that I'm trying to organize, spending a lot of time on. And I hope you guys could make it because it's for such a good cause. We're trying to battle and raise funds against human trafficking. So basically, I met an organization recently that is doing a restoration house for victims. So what I want to try to do, and it's a real passion and cause of mine, is just combat human trafficking. And I believe we could do it all together. It took a long time. I contacted about 256 females. 119 approximately said yes, and we have actually 96 on board on the schedule that actually scheduled in. So right now we're just trying to prepare for that. That's going to be 6 days. It's going to be March 25th to the 30th. And the train's going to be running from 7 in the morning all the way till 3 a.m. at nighttime. I have so many streamers, from cooks, crafters, gamers, DJs, motivational speakers, talk shows, you name it. Every show you could think of on Twitch, I've tried contacting. And I just want to let everyone know too, if you're a female out there, and if I did miss you, because I'm sure I probably missed a few, then definitely inbox me. Slots are all full, but I'm sure that there'll be cancellations throughout the 6 day period. So I'm creating a list right now. So if you still are interested in this cause and you want to help fundraise for such a great, a great cause, then definitely inbox me. But let's get, DJ Reggieward in, all the way from Alaska. Again, has 35 years experience, and we're going to chop it up for the next couple hours and have some fun. So definitely say hi to him as well. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
It's a blessing and a privilege to be on DJ Honey Flow's talk show.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Oh, you are ready. That's great. And hopefully your tribe will come in. If you guys are watching the show, make sure you say hello in the chat room to us as well. And I appreciate everyone coming. Yeah. Oh, we have DJ Diamond Lee. He's definitely a supporter of your show and mine, that has come through as well.
Absolutely. Salute
Yes.
to my guy, Diamond Lee. We see you, bro.
Yeah, he's
Salute, salute.
Yeah, salute to you. He's going to be on, actually, my show next week. So
Dope.
I'm excited to have him on. He's such a great guy as well. We got Brooklyn in the building too. How you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for
She's one
coming
of my
through.
mods, so I got to show
Yes.
some love to Roz.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if there's anyone you want to shout out, feel free to. Uh, that is coming in. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to come in the room, and it's going to be such a great conversation with you. I found out a lot of interesting stories about DJ Reggieward, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm just wondering, just from let's go back to the beginning. You're from Alaska, but are you originally from Alaska too?
Pretty much. My parents were in the military, and that's how we got up here. And I think I came up when I was like maybe 2 or 3. So this is definitely home.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they're
Okay.
saying that my mic is a little low, so let me turn myself up.
Yeah, it sounds a bit better.
Two, two, check, 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 check.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let us know, you guys out there, how he's sounding. If that sounds better, I think that sounds good.
Cool.
Uh,
All right,
oh yeah,
cool.
Roz says much better. Yeah,
Okay.
and thank you, Mariposa, for this lurk. Mariposa has so many different IDs. I can't find out this mysterious woman. Do you know who Mariposa is, DJ Reggie Ward?
I am not familiar
No.
with
You
her,
know who Drucker is? Drucker?
but I'm glad she's lurking. But no, I'm not familiar with her.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure you will be. I'm sure she'll jump on your shows eventually under different IDs as well.
Gotcha,
And the
gotcha.
reason why I say that is, if this girl created 85 IDs, Reggie Ward, me and you can make partner very, very quickly. If this girl created
Are you
85 IDs,
serious?
well, because this woman has like 5 or 6 different IDs. Like, it's Drucker, it's Mariposa, it's Twitch something. And here I'm thinking I'm talking to new people every time I see her, but it's the same person.
I
So I
wonder what's the
find that,
purpose of that.
I don't know. I just, because she
Hmm,
likes being under different identities and messing me
gotcha.
up. So, but I find it hilarious. So we will find out this person's identity. We got Junior, my mod, in the building. How you doing, Junior? Great to see you. So yeah, so we're gonna just dive into it.
Okay,
So
let's
you,
go.
yeah, so you said you're from Alaska and you have
Yes.
about 35 years experience in DJing, right?
Uh, I'm just going to say the music field in general because I've worn so many hats. But if you total up everything as far as when I first started, yep, 35.
Wow, that is unbelievable. So I know we were talking on the phone and I just found it really fascinating. If you could let people know pretty much, what you started out with 35 years ago, if you even remember. That's a long time ago, when you're thinking of how much different equipment you've used basically over the years. But do you remember your first few pieces of equipment?
Yeah. Just like every DJ, we all start out with your basic Radio Shack mixer, which I just happen to have on hand just for you, Honey Flo.
Yes, I love that. Amazing.
So this is it right here. Um,
Wow. That's
uh,
incredible.
Most people have like the two-channel version of this,
Hmm.
but I was able to splurge and get the four-channel version. And this guy is at least 27, 28 years old, and means a lot to me. This is how I started, and and any DJ that you interview, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, "Well, I went to my local Radio Shack and got a Radio Shack mixer."
Now, do
So,
you know how much that was around?
I want to say because it was pretty much the top of the line, and there wasn't too many options out there, so it was at least in the $300 to $400 range.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
Would you say that would be equivalent to getting a controller now where it's thousands of dollars? Like, would you say it's kind of the same equivalent or not really?
Um, I'd say that this mixer is probably equivalent to a basic Pioneer or Newmark controller.
Okay, I see. Okay,
Entry
cool.
level.
Yeah,
Entry
entry
level.
level.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Lainey Star, I see you that you're just coming through as well. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming
Shout out to
through.
Laney. She's one of my mods as well.
Yes, big shout out to
Um,
her. Lisa the X, is she a mod of yours too? Big shout out
no,
to her.
no, she's
Okay.
not, but she is a big supporter. She's actually teaching me a whole new language, but we can talk about that later. But shout out to Lisa though.
Yeah, shout out to Lisa, Laney, DJ Diamond Lee. We got Junior in the building and Roz Brooklyn, everyone else here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Mariposa as well, the mystery woman right here. And shout out to Laney and also Lisa the X and, all the other women that are on board with me for that raid train I was talking about. It's taken a lot of work. And I really, really appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on. Truly, I do, for such a great cause. So I can't wait till next week when
Those are
everything
two
unfolds.
amazing human beings right there. Two amazing special ladies, without a doubt.
Yes, awesome. So good. So good. So the, Radio Shack equipment, you said is kind of equivalent to a Newmark piece of equipment. Is there anything that when I look at that Radio Shack mixer, is there anything that it does that, the controllers don't do now or vice versa? Like anything that you've noticed that's a bit different? Because I think that's so cool. Here, let me expand this so people could actually see. You might have to lift it higher than there we go, than this comment here. I'm going to try to take off. So this is so interesting. Is that heavy? It looks heavy.
It probably weighs maybe 15 pounds.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah,
So
that would be a little heavier for me.
it's got a
Have
little
you,
bit of weight to it.
yeah. So it looks almost like the same as some of the controllers now. Would you say there's any, like, I find the older products so much more durable than the new products. Would
Hey,
you agree?
I totally agree. Uh, this thing is at least 25, 26 years old. And if I was to plug it in right now, it would work perfectly.
Oh, really? You should try
Perfectly.
that. I think that's so dope. Have you ever thought about like catching the prices on eBay to see how much that would be if you tried selling it?
I have not,
Hmm.
but I can try it just for kicks. But no, I have no intentions on selling it.
Yeah, because I
No.
mean, some of the older stuff, like for example, this is off topic, but I was Googling Teddy Rockspin. If you guys remember Teddy Rockspin, is it Ruckspin? Rockspin? I can't remember. It's been so many years. This is how old Honey Flow is. But my mom had it, and she's like, "Oh, you still have this Teddy Rockspin?" So for the fun of it, I Googled to see how much it is, and it's worth like $2,000 if you were to sell that
Whoa.
on eBay. I was like, wow, that's really cool. So any vintage stuff that you guys have could be worth like something big. You never know, right?
You
Es-
never know.
Yeah, especially
Um,
to a music collector, I think.
yeah, but after the interview, because you got me curious, I'm gonna do it. I'm
Yeah, you
gonna do it.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you should. Junior says Radio Shack was the favorite store for stereo nerds when I was little, you know? That's
absolutely.
so true. Hey,
I
Till.
mean, we didn't have a whole lot of options back in the day.
Exactly. Yeah, we definitely didn't. I definitely remember Radio Shack as well, although I didn't really buy. I think I bought more Walkmans and like cassettes that I still have, but I didn't get a controller back then. It was too much for me.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So that's awesome. So I know we were kind of talking about, and I'm curious basically where your love for music, came from, which I found that you had an interesting story there with it too.
Yeah, so back in the day when I was just a young tyke, like I was a big James Brown fan. And I used to play James Brown like 24/7, and it used to drive my parents crazy. And they would make me turn it off or turn it down, but I just couldn't get enough of James Brown's music, and especially the percussions and the breakdowns. And I was like, maybe I can do something with this. So, um, like the first two records that I ever bought, I don't remember the name of them, but they were James Brown records. And I got the records first, and then I got this mixer second. And then my first turntables were two Panasonic belt drive turntables. And once I acquired all of that, you couldn't tell me nothing, Honey Flo. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was a legit DJ after that.
That's so awesome. How many vinyls would you say that you've collected over the years as well?
Okay, so in my heyday, I used to also run a record pool up here,
Hmm.
but like in my heyday, as far as actual pieces of vinyl, and I still do have a nice vinyl collection, but certainly not as big as it was back in the day. I'd say at least, and this is ballpark, between 75,000 and 100,000.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man. So like, did you have like one room or a couple rooms, or how did
I
you organize everything?
I had a room that was dedicated just to my wax.
Like, it looks like you have a dedicated room right now. I'm looking at behind you. I had to magnify you to see. It looks like you have a lot of that looks like a studio, pretty
It
much.
is a studio.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a really cool room. Is that like a basement or upstairs in your
Uh,
place?
yeah. So basically, my studio was called Legacy 907 Studios, and I
Mhm.
just basically converted my entire downstairs to a recording studio,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I've recorded most of the top recording acts here in Alaska. So
Mhm.
uh, it's what I do. I mean, I'm so into this whole music situation. You just don't know. I
Wow,
love it.
yeah, it's so
I
amazing,
love
and
it.
we're gonna get into it, you guys. Reggie
Okay.
Ward has, I don't know if you guys could see, I'm gonna maximize. Oh, actually, maybe you can't really. But if I minimize it out, you'll see red and black panels. Is that more for style, or is that also for soundproofing or some type
Uh,
of sound?
it's not so much for soundproofing per se. It's for mastering. When you master a project or a song, you want your room to be as flat as possible.
Hmm.
So the soundproofing on the wall definitely helps that. And red is my favorite color.
Yeah, it looks
So
great. It looks good.
so Yeah, but that helps because when you're trying to get all of the different type of frequencies in check, you want your room to be as flat as possible. So that's what that's for.
Oh, it looked like you just froze for a second. Can you repeat that last thing? You said you want your room. Looks like it just
Oh,
froze.
yeah, you want your room to be as flat as possible. So when you're doing your mastering, because you have to make sure that certain frequencies are intact. So that's what the sound foam basically does.
Yeah, that's
So
what I thought. And it's cool because it's so stylish. You got your
it
red
looks
leather
good too. Yeah.
couches. It does look
No.
good. You got your red leather. You
Yeah.
don't look like you have a bachelor pad at all. Like you can piece, you could design it very well together with
Yeah.
the red and the black. That's really cool.
Yep. That's a red
Junior,
couch over there too.
yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh
Ah,
wow, that's awesome.
thanks.
Junior says, wow, you have a mastering room. You are really serious.
I am.
DJ Papa Trini, how are you doing? Great to see you as well.
That's my guy
Um,
right there. That's my
Jun-
guy.
yes, he's always supporting like a DJ Diamond, always on your shows too. And I truly appreciate that, guys. I just want you to know that too when you come by and when I see you, um, I really appreciate that. And Junior says real dedication, respect. Diamond Lee says records were about 25 each. Is that around that price? Like $25 each back then? That seems like a
Uh,
lot.
Maybe
Or 25
now,
cents.
but like, back in the day when I ran my record pool, like DJs would pay a fee, and
Mhm.
I would get all of my vinyls, 12-inch and albums actually from the record labels,
Mhm.
and then I would distribute them out to my DJs. And at the peak of my record pool, I probably had over 100 DJs here in Alaska and Washington State.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
huge for a
yeah,
record pool. So then you
yes.
you probably did really well, like made a lot of profit off of that record pool too. Because when
I
you think
mean,
about it, you're just distributing music over and over. If everyone's paying 25 or $60 to be in a pool a month, that's actually not too bad. It's pretty good,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
I mean, I did okay, but I didn't really do it for the money. I just
Mhm.
really did it for the culture.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure. Okay. I'm like a business head, so I'm always calculating in my mind, like,
gotcha,
not just that, but I always just quickly come up with calculations in my head because I'm a nerd. My background's business, so I'm definitely nerdy that way, in case anyone
gotcha.
wants to know. But I think that would be a great business to get into for sure. Because when I look at the record pools, yeah, when I was in Funk Master Flex's franchise pool, you're paying like a good 40 to $60 a month for it. Um, so yeah, it definitely adds up if you have thousands or a million people in that record pool.
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
So how long did you do the record pool for as well?
I did the record pool for, I want to say, almost 15 years.
Okay, 15 years. Wow.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's incredible that through your journey of music, like you were able to do this full time because not too a lot of people would think doing something like this is crazy. Actually, that's what I'm going to ask you. What would you say to the people because you've been in this industry for what, 35 years doing multiple things,
yes.
also as a concert promoter, which we'll talk about, which I find fascinating, but what would you tell people that think that's absolutely ridiculous and you should just do a corporate job or go back to a 9 to 5? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I hear that all the time, but when I talk to music lovers like you, I'm just like, oh yes, like someone else that gets it. What would you say to those people, like why you made the choice to do kind of what you did? Because I think not everyone would make that choice, and it takes a certain amount of courage to do what your passion is and what you love.
Well, so technology has always really been my passion, and I wish that I could do this whole music thing full time, but
Hmm.
the reality of the situation is I don't. I do have
Oh,
a nine
okay.
to five,
Yeah. Oh,
and
yes.
uh,
Yes, you mentioned that. Yeah.
and I am lucky enough to be able to work from home.
Hmm.
But maybe if I didn't live in Alaska, I might could be able to do this full time. But unfortunately, I don't. So I make the best of my situation, and um, I am a computer nerd
Hmm.
during the day, and I'll do the whole music thing in the evening and on weekends.
Okay. And how do you
Yeah.
find time for that? Because I get it. Like you're always working. You're always working on something. When I was in the corporate world too, I did the same thing. It's like every single weekend you're booked for an event or doing like at the radio station, and you love it so much that you could literally work for free because that's how much. Well, not like I did, but some portions I did when I was younger doing stage events and stuff. But how do you find time? I always found time because it's something I love doing. But would you say that people would think you're a bit of a workaholic if you're doing your 9 to 5 and then you're doing, music on top of it?
Well, I hope people think I am a workaholic because I am.
Yeah.
Um, and it's all about time management. I
Hmm.
mean, like, um, I will always set aside time for me, and like, I used to be married, and I tried to do the whole time management thing with me and wifey, and
Hmm.
that's probably the only regret that I have was I was so focused that I could have spent more time with my family.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that that's the reason why we're not together, um, but if I could do it all over again, I would probably do a little better job of time management. But most of the stuff that I do is after 5 p.m. and on the weekends.
Yeah. I no,
So
I
I
hear
make it
you.
work.
Hmm.
I make it work.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear you. Hey, DJ Q Boogie, great to see you.
QBoogie
I
was good, Queen.
Yeah, she's really, really an amazing DJ too. I actually caught your replay on Amani's show, and I think that's really awesome what you're doing and what you're trying to establish there too. So make sure everyone adds all the great DJs in the room. She's repping for the females too, interviewing other female streamers, which is really dope, and supporting them too. And we have Amy Face as well that came in the room. How are you doing, Amy? Great to see you. Where are you from again? Leave a message. I think I'm drawing a blank right now. Can't remember, but definitely leave a message. And thanks everyone for joining us. If you guys want to, drop questions, it's not just me. This conversation, it's all of us together. So I'll be sure to try to catch them in the room if you got any questions for Reggieward. And again, make sure everyone in the room adds DJ Reggieward. If you get a chance, maybe if someone can just post his link, maybe Junior or anyone else, if you guys could post Reggieward's link, that would be great, and we'll post it. But make sure you guys add him. He's a really great DJ in person and from Alaska. So one thing I was going to ask you, because for people that aren't too familiar about Alaska, what is Alaska, I guess, basically known for? As Canadians, especially when we're kind of looking at the states, I was telling you on the phone, we don't hear about Alaska as much as we do with other states. So I think anyone that's international, what would you say is Alaska is pretty much known for?
I would say Alaska's known for oil and the pipeline. A good majority of the country's gas and oil is from here, basically. So I would say oil.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Is there anything
absolutely.
like touristy that if you're going to go to Alaska, like what your city has to offer?
Well, I recommend everybody, if you get the opportunity to take a cruise, come to Alaska. It's really, really beautiful up here. And I'd like to clear up the misconception that it's dark all the time up
Mhm.
here and it's light during certain parts of the year. That's not true. I mean, there is times where it really doesn't get dark in the summertime, and then there's um, times where we don't get a whole lot of light. But there's never a time where it's just completely dark and completely light.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we've heard, that it was like
Yeah.
completely 24 hours sunlight for 6 months straight. And
No,
then
I
another 6
wish.
months, it's completely dark. I'm like, how do people work and live? That would be so hard.
That's
Yeah.
false. That's false.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's good to know. I heard Alaska is absolutely beautiful.
It
Like
is.
just the people and just I heard it's such a beautiful place to visit.
It
And
is.
the cruises are really cool, like whale watching and the boat cruises too.
Yep. Just as
Yeah.
beautiful as Canada.
Well,
Canada's
yeah.
beautiful.
Well, everyone says it's very clean. Have you been here? You've been to
I
Toronto
have.
or?
I
Oh,
have been to Toronto and I have been to Vancouver a few
mhm.
times, and I love it. I love it.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Junior. I appreciate that. So make sure you guys add DJ Reggieward right here. Click the link or just click on his name as well. And make sure you guys follow and add him and everyone catching the replay. And I just wanted to say welcome, Facebook and YouTube. This is only been a few shows. But I've been doing this for about 8 or 9 months now, interviewing streamers, broadcasters, and hopefully I want to move to musicians as well and people outside of Twitch. So I wanted to say a big welcome to everyone from YouTube that's now watching and Facebook. And feel free to drop a comment. If you come to Twitch, you're going to see more comments in the chat. I try posting them, but I know on YouTube and Facebook, it's only their comments. I kind of wish all the comments were shown. But you got to switch to Twitch. You got to switch to Twitch. Telling you, you definitely get everything here from talk shows, DJ shows. You got gamers here, motivational shows, fitness shows, cooking shows. You have everything, and everyone has kind of invaded this app since we've been in lockdown and quarantine. So just had to pitch Twitch. Twitch needs to hire me, Reggieward. I think they need to
They
hire me.
do. They do.
Exactly. So, okay, so that's awesome. Yeah, that's interesting facts, just about where you're from. And again, you were also a concert promoter. So I
Yes.
wanted to talk a little bit about that because I found that really, really interesting, actually. Just doing a concert. Who were some of and I actually listed some of them here as well, but how did you get into concert promoting and who did you actually work with as well?
Well, the concert promotion was just like the next step in my journey. And some of the acts that I've brought up here are Outkast, DMX, and 112. Those were like the really big super groups that I brought up here. And then some smaller acts that you guys might not know about, but um, Outkast, that concert was phenomenal. 112, that concert was incredible. We'll talk about DMX when you're ready, but
Yes, yeah.
um,
So those concerts, how many people would you say that you got, and what did you do to actually promote like Outcast, and 112? Like, what were some things that you did?
okay, well, as far as actual promotion, I mean, radio was really big back in the day as far as promotion. So we did radio, we did TV, we did flyers. Um, we would go to clubs up here and, give away tickets. Every aspect that you could conceivably think of in terms of promotion, that's exactly what we did.
Oh, okay. And I mean, I don't think people realize how much of an investment it is. Um, I guess that's naturally for you because it seems like you've done everything in music. But was it hard booking some of those acts as well?
Well, as long as you have the money, it's not very hard at all.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just a matter of getting in contact with the right booking agency. And I say the right booking agency because not every booking agency is legit. So you have to be careful. We were
Hmm.
lucky enough to find a booking agency that was legit, and we worked with them and we felt comfortable with them. But yeah, concert
Wow.
promotion is a high risk, high reward situation for sure, and you have to be prepared to conceivably get a loss as well as a win. And uh, people think it's all fun and games, DJ Honeyflow, but super stressful.
Yeah, I
Super
could
stressful.
seriously imagine. We got
Mm.
Tilt. Is this the same Tilt on Twitch from Facebook? We got Tilt 24/7 in the building from Facebook. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. I know Facebook is getting familiar as well. So thank you for, coming through, and big shout out to Facebook and YouTube again. Make sure you make the switch to Twitch. I'm telling you, it's been so great and it's helped me so much through quarantine. They always say DJs have saved lives, but I think it's been the other way around. And every DJ and streamer can relate that everyone coming in your chat room has literally saved our lives in quarantine. Would you agree with that statement?
I do, and I'll go as far as to say that I've met so many incredible people because of Twitch, including yourself, as a matter of fact.
Hmm. Thank
So
you.
Twitch has been a blessing. I mean,
Hmm.
I have I've met so many incredible people. I've made so many great friendships, and if there's any positive about the quarantine, for me personally, it would be all the incredible, awesome people that I've met because of
Yeah.
Twitch. So salute to Twitch for that.
So true. Oh my gosh, that was Tilt. You made me laugh. He's like going to YouTube now. So it was Tilt from Facebook. Tilt's everywhere. We do consider him. If you look at his picture, he looks like he's in like the Gap band or works for Cameo. Like I literally think this guy is an undercover musician. I got one eyeball on him because look at him. Look at that picture. There's no way that he's just like a normal everyday, hey, I'm a music head. I really think he's undercover in the industry.
Looks can be
I'm,
deceiving. You
I'm
never know.
suspicious. Yeah. But DJ Diamond Lee says facts. He also says so many great people, which is true. I couldn't
Including
agree
Diamond
more.
Lee. I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
um, that's my guy right there. And yeah, so it's just the Twitch community is very positive, very supportive, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think it makes the world a smaller place when you see the same people. I mean, I think we could all relate that we've talked to more people. I've talked to more people on Twitch than my own friends and family right now. Like everyone's like, "Where are you?" And I'm pretty much online and connected to a lot of people globally, and I think it's a real special thing that anywhere we travel to, if I go to Alaska now, I could finally meet you, if I go anywhere in the States, anywhere in the UK, or really much in the world, you're going to know at least one person. So, and I think that's really, really special. And also just people that share that same passion for whatever it is. If you do a talk show, if you're into music, they get it, right? Like, for example, I listened to DJ QBoogie's story the other day on Amani's show, and I thought it was really awesome because she came from insurance and she left her 9 to 5 for DJing. And it's crazy because I came from insurance back in the day as well. So everything she was saying, I could really relate to and connect with. How you weren't maybe so happy doing the 9 to 5, right? And it takes courage to kind of leave that and jump in full time, full force into music. So when I heard her story, I'm like, oh man, like I can so identify with everything she's saying, you know? So,
Hey, my
and
life
that's
is complete because I know QBoogie,
Mhm.
and salute to QBoogie because I understand that she's also um, training women how to DJ. I believe she is. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think she said she's definitely helping women. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, it does take courage. It's so true. It does take courage and faith to do something that is so against the grain of what people expect from you. And
Right. Right.
I'm doing. A lot of people don't realize I'm doing this full time, and it can be a lot of pressure for sure when you're like, shoot, I got to pay my hydro bill, I got to pay my rent. It can be, it is definitely a lot of pressure to try to sustain and make it work, and fight against all the opinions of what people think is crazy, like why you would even be doing this. So it
All
really
right.
is nice to meet people on Twitch that kind of understand and love music just as much as you do.
Absolutely. So yeah, Q Boogie says yeah, she is actually training females on how to DJ. So salute, salute.
Yes, and make sure you message her. I got to have you on my show, DJ Q Boogie. There's so many great people in here I got to have on my show. Papa Trini as well. If he's still here, I'm going to be bugging you too. So beware. We got DJ Foxy, another beautiful woman that's on my raid train. And she's also has always been someone that has tried doing social initiatives, which I really respect, and always fundraising, like just trying to make a difference. And I think that's really, really admirable and really good to have.
I
We
love
got
me some Foxy. I love me some Foxy. Foxy, what's good, Queen?
oh, you love everyone. We're going to talk about that later too. We got Chazzy. He loves every woman, guys. We're going to talk about that later too. A situation which I find hilarious. We got Chazzy Licious is cooking in the building. How you doing? Another one that's going to be on my raid train as well. Thank you for coming through.
Salute
Um,
Chazzy.
Yes, and just everyone coming through, and all the women, especially coming on my raid train. I couldn't thank you guys truly enough. It's definitely been a lot of work, and I'm excited that to see what's going to unfold next week. But yeah, so that's good. So the concert promoting. Was there anyone, like when you said that oh yeah, DJ Q Boogie's like he loves women? Oh yes, DJ Q Boogie, there is a story with me and DJ Reggieward, and we're not going to spread rumors. We're going to talk about that little story. So this is
Don't
how I
believe
know
the
for a fact.
hype.
Yeah, this is how I know for a fact, guys. He loves women. So we will talk about it after, but it is hilarious. So just going back to the promoting that you did.
Yes.
So for example, was there any, and I maybe you could talk about it now because it's been a few years, but was there anyone that was kind of a bit like of a diva, or anyone that was kind of harder to work with? Actually, maybe I shouldn't position it that way. Um, say out of Outkast or 112, was it easy kind of, getting them on once they're on stage, or is it still difficult? Like, I kind of wonder how it would work once you pay them. They just go on, they do their thing. Do you have a lot of interaction with them before or after?
Um, I would have interaction not actually with the acts per se, but with their manager.
Hmm.
And I mean, once you get these guys paid, I mean, they want to perform. And so, as far as between those two acts, they were fantastic. They were supportive.
Hmm.
They helped us promote the concert by doing TV and radio interviews. Those two acts were fantastic to work with. And I would, if this was back in the day, again, I would work with them again because they were fantastic. No issues, none.
Nice. Okay. Did you have to research a lot? Because those are not small acts. Those are really big acts. When you think of Outkast and like, and 112 as an R&B group, especially back in the day, like did you have to research and kind of find out a lot of costs for a lot of artists that you did? And why
Absolutely.
would you pick I mean, I can't even ask you why you would pick Outkast because that's a given, but I would think that they would charge a lot. So it's like why would you run with some of the artists you ran with? Because I would think those acts would charge a lot that you listed.
Well, back in the day, it all depends upon how much you consider a lot is, but um, you definitely want to be really selective in terms of the acts that you choose based upon the market that you're in.
Hmm.
So we would always kind of do these little surveys in terms of who people would like to see. And I had a nice little advantage because I actually work at a radio station and I still do.
Hmm.
So I was kind of able to gauge who was really hot up here, not just by people's reaction, but based upon the music that they requested. So I kind of always knew which kind of acts would work and which kind of acts that I kind of needed to stay away from.
Okay. And
Yeah.
who would you say or what would you say is your most memorable concert that you've also gone to?
Uh, my most favorite concert that I've ever attended,
Hmm.
The Roots.
Hmm.
The
Yes.
Roots.
They put on such a great show. Yeah.
That was the best concert ever. Black Thought is in my top five as far as best MCs ever. Um, that concert just totally blew my mind. That they are, I don't even have the words to put them in perspective, but the answer to your question, The Roots, without a
Okay.
doubt.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be such a great concert to see Silent Treatment. Oh man, that song, just everything
Exactly.
about the Roots, not even just their whole album. I remember back in the day, that would
Right.
be a concert I would want to see. Oh, thank you, DJ Foxy. That's so sweet. That's so nice. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys throw them in the chat room for DJ Reggieward. Make sure you guys add him. He works really hard on Twitch and definitely everything we can do, to support him. Make sure everyone catching the replay is also following DJ Reggieward. Um, uh, Chazzy Licious says, "Love Roots. Never saw them in concert." That's so true. Yeah.
Jazzy, if they ever get back together and do tours, trust me, you will be so glad you spent the money on tickets. They are awesome.
Hmm.
Officially co-signed seeing the Roots in concert. You can't go wrong there.
That is so yeah, that would be so great. I hope these guys come back because I feel like after the 90s, it's like everyone just disappeared, you know? I feel like that. Maybe not with you playing the music, but I feel like a lot of 90s artists just kind of went under the radar and disappeared and I can prove it because I don't know if you remember Missy Elliott performing a few years ago at the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Online was blowing up with Missy Elliott. No one knew who she was. So all these kids, and they weren't even kids, I would say probably in their 20s, 30s, a lot of them didn't know who Missy Elliott was. So she started posting on her page, "Hey kiddos," or "Hey everyone out there, like, I've been doing this for a while," right? Like, so people were so shocked. They're like, "Oh, who is this female?" And I couldn't believe that people didn't know who Missy Elliott was. And even when I DJ out, I remember doing a cosmetic party and a few older people came up to me. They're like, "Oh, who's this song? Who is this?" A lot of people didn't know Next or even Janet Jackson, some of the music I was playing. I was like, wow, am I that old now where people do not know these
No,
artists?
you're
Like,
not old. It's just a whole different time. It's just a
yeah,
whole different time period now. But
yeah,
I feel like the kids are really getting into older music now, more so
yes.
than the new stuff. So, um, which is good for us.
Yeah. But do you think that the 90s, I feel like the 80s and the 70s and 60s and older was really rotated when I was younger. Like when I was a teenager, you would always hear that the Aretha Franklins, Marvin Gaye's, and Michael Jackson, of course, Whitney Houston. Like you'd always constantly hear the older tracks. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there was a missing gap that maybe as I got older, I don't feel like a lot of people were playing a lot of 90s. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, who are these artists? Like when you have people come up to you at a basketball tournament that you're DJing at, and these guys are in their late 20s, early 30s, you would think that they would know 90s. And they were asking me like Mo Money, Mo Problems, like Biggie Smalls, Mace, like all the older stuff I was playing. They're like, oh, who is this? Who is this? And everyone's shazamming it. I'm like, wow, they really don't know who these artists are. That's crazy to me, you know?
Different time period now.
Yeah, I guess it's a different time period.
It
Stir
absolutely is.
Yeah, that's why Twitch is so special, you know? We can go back and play the music that we love. How are you doing, Stirs de Soul? Stirs de Soul says, the roots are everything you never knew hip hop should be, which is so true. The Roots is like
Facts.
such a special group, you know? And just like a group too, where it just reminds me of like being at open mic nights and having artists jam together, and they don't necessarily have ever played with one another, but the Roots reminds me of that they could go into some small open mic cafe or like Apache Cafe in Atlanta and just jam with various artists, and it just comes together beautifully. Like they might have never ever met each other before. That's what the Roots kind of reminds me of.
Absolutely. Hey, can I give a quick shout out to my guy, cool DJ Frank? It's my guy.
Yes. How
The
you
movement's
doing?
in the building. I see you, Frank. Salute, salute,
Yeah.
bro.
How you doing, cool DJ Frank? Thank you for coming through. I like your hat there. Looks good. Looks good. Let's see. Uh, oh, Chazzy Licious has a comment. That means their parents don't culture them because my kids know old school. I play it in my car on a regular. That is so funny. Maybe because I was quite surprised. I was like, wow, I can't believe you guys don't know this. But I'm still thinking old school to me is more 70s. But I forget that 90s music is like 30 years old. So I guess 90s is considered old school. When people say oh, play some old school, I'm like, when they say 90s, I'm like, are you kidding me? That's not old school. Like that's the music I grew up on, right?
Yeah,
But
but if you're under 25, 90s is old school.
oh man. And now you're hearing my music. You're hearing let me tell you a quick funny story. I was in the grocery store, guys, and I've been playing Johnny Gill, My, and Tevin Campbell nonstop, like nonstop in quarantine. And I remember, and it was aisle two. You guys know I always talk about aisle two. And I was just walking through and I looked up and it was aisle two, and I started hearing Tevin Campbell and Johnny Gill playing. It was like such a moment for me. You know, I had the biggest smile when I was getting groceries, because when are you ever going to hear Johnny Gill or Tevin Campbell being played in the grocery store? And then I thought, oh, shoot, we're older now because now it's like elevator music or it's being played in the grocery store. But I really wanted to find out. I'm like, who's the manager in this grocery store? I need to figure it out, like how he created this music list, because I'm so impressed that he's playing, or she could be a she, but I'm impressed that they're playing, you know, my playlist. So I don't know. It's just one of those funny moments, right? You're like, how is this even happening? You know?
That's
um,
funny.
yeah.
Elevator music, really, really, really.
But it is though. Like when you hear Johnny Gill and Kevin Campbell,
No,
that means we're old guys. We're older now. And I'm
no,
denying the
never.
fact. I'm denying the fact that I'm getting older. I'm denying that fact, you know? But that's okay. Hey, we're alive, so that's a good thing. DJ Daz, how you doing? Says Shh, we're not that old. Uh,
Facts. Facts, Daz.
exactly. I guess it's all relative. Chazzy Licious says concerts are not the same. And hey, DD Whiskey again steps in the back door, you know, and comes in the room. We appreciate you. Um, yeah. So, and Chazzy says she loves the Roots as well, which is so true.
You're not going to find
Um,
anybody who's not rocking with the roots.
oh, geez. Tilt says, forget about them whippersnappers. It's not old school. Oh man, that's so funny. So going back to again the concerts, which I find fascinating that you've done, and I asked you a lot of questions about that because I've always wanted to try. I remember when I was younger, I really wanted to bring like a girl group like SWV or Salt and Pepper, and I started researching how much they cost, and I was like, snap, like these women are like $50,000. I don't know if I can really do that because I saw all these guys in my home city I knew they would always put on the big concerts, but I've never seen ever a woman promoter do it on her own. So my vision was to literally do like an all female showcase and bring some women in, but it raised my blood pressure thinking about the amount of radio advertising, flyers. Um, that's like a down payment for, well, that's like a mortgage payment, pretty much, a down payment for a mortgage. That's a lot of pressure to do. But I saw all these guys so successful at it in my home city, Winnipeg, and they would just kill it with concerts. And I'm just like, oh, I would love to try that at least one time. Um, so I guess maybe talk about the pressures of, and I know you kind of briefly touched on it about promoting,
Hmm.
like how much pressure it actually is and how much people don't realize. And I know you have a story about DMX, bringing DMX
I
in.
do.
So maybe if you can talk about that, I found that very interesting.
Well, just like we talked about earlier, it's a high pressure, high reward act business to being a promoter because there's so many intangibles on your flow. I mean, like you can't gauge on how soon people are going to buy tickets, if they're even going to show up, if there's going to be problems with the artist, if there's going to be problems with somebody getting sick, if there's problems with airfare. There's just so many intangibles that you just have to try to keep things in perspective. And like the night before and the day of a concert for a concert promoter are the worst days ever. You don't sleep, you do a lot of praying, and it's really, 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 really taxing. And because you just don't know if it's going to be a successful concert or not, even though you may have had a lot of um, tickets sold in advance, you still don't know the intangibles. So you never rest easy, you never relax, you're always on edge. um, yeah, financially, if the concert goes well, then it's a W, but it's not a guarantee. I mean, the only thing that is guaranteed in being a concert promoter is what you give the artist. And that's pretty much it. Everything else, you have to rely on the ticket buying public. So it's peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys. Would I advise people to be a concert promoter if you can, if you are in a position to lose some money initially? Maybe. If you're
Hmm.
not, I wouldn't advise you to do it, especially now because um, uh, a lot of people are staying inside the house. They're not really going out.
Isn't
So
it crazy that people are paying for concerts now online? Like this is the new, what do you call it? Metasphere or metaverse or whatever it's called, like world
yeah,
now. Like people are now buying concerts directly online, which is insane to me, in this new virtual world. And
hey,
it's going to continue that way.
cuts down on cuts down on expenses is if you're a concert promoter doing concerts that way,
Hmm.
cuts down on expenses.
I would love to try, but I guess would you say it's fair that whatever investment you put in, like you got to be prepared to lose that money? Like if you're
Absolutely.
willing to do lose that. But I just feel
Absolutely.
like, oh, I never saw really any women do it. So even in my 20s, that was something I really, really would have loved doing, but I just felt like it was so high risk that the fear over exceeded what I felt like I could believe I could do. But I would have loved to give it a try, at least just one concert, just give it a try. But I don't know, $50,000 to $80,000. It's a bit of that's a little bit of a leap. That's a huge stretch, you
It's a
know?
risky business, but
Yeah.
it can be rewarding if the concert is successful.
Yeah. And you just never know that, right?
You just don't.
Hmm. Like you can even bring in the best acts, but you just don't know whether it's going to go well or not, you know? I don't know. That's interesting. So,
Exactly.
I think I saw a few people come in. Hey, this girl, Xtina, she's another one, guys. You got to add her as well. She does a music playlist show, and she's another that's going to be on my raid train next week. So make sure you guys add her as well, along with Chazzy Licious and so many other dope streamers. We got DJ Big Lou that's slipped in the back door. I see here. How you
What's
doing?
up,
Great to see
Lou?
you. Yeah, lots of great people in the building. And Stirs goes back to the comment. These youngins don't realize that our music never used to be just hip hop. That is so true. I get hip hop.
All right. So it
So,
looks
I
like
think
Honey
we're back
Flow.
again. You there?
Yes. Looks like you froze up a little bit, but you're back. You're back.
Yeah, yeah. I saw us both freeze up here, but I'm back, which is good.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So you do have a story as well about DMX trying to get him booked. What happened when you promoted and tried bringing in DMX as well?
Well, this was when DMX was in his heyday, and we thought for sure that this concert was basically going to be a slam dunk. So so I do want to say that I've had a love hate relationship with DMX, and here's why. So we did everything from a concert promoter perspective, and we booked DMX. Felt really good about everything. I mean, was in communication with his management, um, sent him his deposit. He was very cooperative in terms of helping us promote the concert. Everything was going great. We have a venue up here that seats almost, I want to say, 10,000, and I think we had like at least 7,000 of those tickets sold. We just figured
Wow.
that the day before, we'd probably get at least another 1,000 tickets sold. Um, the day before the concert, he has a overdose and couldn't make the concert. So we had clauses in the contract to where if he cancels and he doesn't show up, that we would get our money back.
Hmm.
Well, his lawyers basically argued that he canceled because he was sick, because he was irresponsible and he OD'd. So I'm not going to tell you guys how much the deposit was. It was quite a lot of money. Um, and we went 3 years of going back and forth, arguing in court, trying to get our deposit money back. What he wanted to do was he wanted to reschedule. He didn't want to give that deposit money back.
Hmm.
So our lawyer fees were just adding up. So finally, we just said, okay, let's try to reschedule him. When we did reschedule him, he wasn't hot anymore. and the concert was a big flop. And he was kind of extra when he came up here. He kind of, had a little attitude, and you could just tell that the, overall vibe was just terrible. And for me personally, I mean, I took a really big L, um, to the point where I had to file bankruptcy, and that concert pretty much changed my life in terms of my financial health. And that was the last concert that I ever did. And so for the longest, Honey Flow, I would not play DMX music unless I was somewhere and somebody requested it. I
Hmm.
just wouldn't play it. But 3 months before he died, I made peace with the situation, and I'm glad I did, because he was gone just a few months later. But the moral of the story is, it's it's just a risky business to get into. And would I advise anybody to be a concert promoter? If you have a lot of money in the bank, absolutely. But if if you don't, and if you're not in a position to take a big loss financially, do not do it. But I'm glad I made peace with the whole DMX situation. Um, but yeah, that's my story regarding DMX.
Yeah, I find that such an interesting story, like such an interesting story, because a lot of people just really don't see the logistics in terms of like how much effort and time it is even to do an event. Like they just don't. And I think, you gotta, I have so much more appreciation for people, organizing events, putting them on, if it's a fundraiser or if it's kind of doing what you're doing as a concert promoter, because guys, like you're not just selling tickets, you're trying to get advertising, you're getting flyers, you're grinding. Sometimes you're in front of those venues handing out like 1,000 or 2,000 flyers to people. Like you're doing whatever it takes to market the event, you know what I mean? So it
I'm
just
not
takes.
afraid to say, I'm not afraid to say, just for advertising alone, Honey Flow, for DMX, we had a $10,000 budget just for advertising.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
$10,000. Wow.
absolutely.
Yeah. And it's even more guys than some of these artists that you could bring in. I mean, just from me researching it on my own, like Salt and Pepper, SWV, some of the ones I was looking at is like anywhere from 40 to, well, I think Salt and Pepper was $50,000, 50,000 to $100,000. So try sleeping at night on that if you're trying to be a concert promoter and you're bringing these acts in. That's like, well, it's not a down payment here in Toronto because down payments are way more, that probably like double the amount out here for a home, but that
Right.
is a down payment on a mortgage. Like
It
that's a
is.
lot of stress.
I
Like
will say
uh
this. I
mhm.
will say this. DMX is probably 20% more of the 50,000 that Salt and Pepper was asking. How about
Yeah.
that?
Okay, calculating in my brain right now. 20%
Yeah.
of 50,000. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot, guys. That's a
That's
lot.
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of invest. That's what stopped me. I was like, I think I can do it, but I'm like, I don't know. I think I'd rather keep my money in RSPs than take everything out and then, but then again, I don't know. Sometimes in life you have to take a gamble and take higher risks. For example, it's kind of like real estate, right? Sometimes you got to, take a gamble in order to get a bigger gain as well, but
Absolutely.
I do feel like, doing what you did, I don't know. I feel like I don't think it's as risky as day trading, but it could be because when you think about it, some people are very successful at it, but then you just don't know. Are people are going to be interested? Are they going to buy the tickets? You're banking on that thing working, right?
A lot of
So,
intangibles.
yeah. Did you have a team of people or were you kind of doing it more on your own
Oh
too?
no. Oh no. I had a team of people. Um, and they worked hard for me. I could trust them, and I also had a investor team as well.
Hmm.
So you know, DMX he not only let me down, but he let the investors down too. So
Hmm.
it was just a really difficult time period back in the day, as far as DMX is concerned. But just like I said earlier, I did make peace. I'm glad I did. And rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think he's resting in peace. I think he's actually probably partying. I know everyone says rest in peace, but I have a feeling, where they're at is probably a much better place than here. That's for sure. So I think they're
Well, if he can
definitely
hear us, it'd
partying.
be nice to get a apology, DMX.
Oh no. Oh man. Well, I'm glad that you kind of came to terms with that. I think that would be
Yeah.
really, really difficult. But don't you learn? That's the beauty of it. Don't you learn through some of those hard trials? Because I don't think that would be easy. Like after you put so much investment in, so much heart, and then you went bankrupt. Like how long did it take you to come out of bankruptcy? Can I ask?
Sure. Um, Probably, I think the bankruptcy finally came off my credit report. I want to say maybe 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that must be such a huge relief though, just kind of moving like look how far you've come. I think that's
Yeah.
incredible. And sometimes you learn things through those hard trials, right?
Yeah.
To be able to bounce back and do what you do, kudos to you. I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a difficult journey for me to re-establish my credit, but I did. And last time I checked, I'm at 799, so I'm almost
Wow.
at eight
That's really
hundred.
good.
So,
That's good.
um, but yeah, it was tough, but I made it through, and I have no regrets.
Yeah, for sure. No,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that story, because at least
sure,
it may help others that are thinking about getting to promoting or are promoters and having a tough time also in quarantine. I mean, it is not impossible for all you guys that just came in the room too. We were just talking about him concert promoting, and he brought amazing acts like Outkast and 112, and he was just sharing the story with DMX bringing that act that didn't quite work out. But I think it's good to know the pros and the cons, right? Because a lot of people just think the industry is just okay, we booked this act, now we're selling tickets and it's successful and we made all this money. But they don't realize that there could also be a flip side to the business too, right?
absolutely,
Oh, I
absolutely.
hear a ding. Is that are you
Uh,
are you baking me chicken or are you is something in your oven? Like I'm kind of hungry here. You making some
well,
some
I
food
am a
for me?
computer nerd, so um, my text, I'm able to send and receive text from my computer, and the ding that you heard was a text.
Oh, hopefully there's not too many texts,
No,
in the interview. But I
no.
know you're a popular man, Reggieward. I know you're a popular guy, and we're going to talk about that because I'm sure you got a lot more dinging going on, and we're going to get to that
No,
actually probably
here
right
you
now.
go. Here
But
you go.
how are you
Salute to
doing?
boss lady.
Yes, in the buildings, and salute to DJ Cut 'em Close. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you.
Check, check.
Yes, check. Another guy that does a great show. We got New York Boss Lady that slipped in the back door. How you doing? Great to see you, or maybe the front door actually. Thanks for coming through. We got Woman on Silence as well. That does an amazing show. She's going to be on my raid train next week again with almost 100 streamers. Guys, it's going to be such a great cause. Battling human trafficking, which is a huge, massive passion of mine. I hope to carry a lifetime. And this is only the beginning, I feel. So it's more than just a raid train, more than just Twitch. So if you guys get a chance, grab my flyer on Instagram. Tag other people. That would really help me and the cause, most importantly, in the fundraiser. And start talking about it on your shows if you can, because It's fundraising for a restoration house for victims of human trafficking. And um, it's close to my heart as well because I've met some of these women recently that were involved in human trafficking. So I really, really want to make such an awesome difference. And I thank you for all the women that have joined me on this. So, to all the men, we need you too. Anyone listening on Facebook, anyone on YouTube that's tuned in, please just, market it as best as you can. I'm tagging like a few hundred people a day to try to get people interested. And I'm just hoping it's going to be a success, especially for Seeds Canada, which is the organization I'm going to bring on my show to talk about human trafficking and why it was important for her to start a nonprofit. And her name's Laura Ross. And I apologize, Reggieward. I know it's a lot of information in your interview, but I
It's all
really,
good. It's
really,
all
yeah,
good.
I really feel that I need to really start talking about it and plugging away on it to try to get people interested in the cause as well, right?
Hey,
um
salute to you as well as all of the other beautiful queens. This is you guys' month. Happy Women's History Month. So salute to all the ladies out there.
yeah, thank you, we appreciate that as well. And let's see, I'm trying to disable these ads. I'm sorry guys if these ads keep going. I'm trying to disable them, but I'm not sure if it's working. But yeah, thank you. And pretty much salute to the queens. We're going to talk about that as well because it was quite interesting how I met you, Mr. Reggieward. And
Okay.
he definitely got a thing for some queens. That's all I got to say. Reggie
Here
Ward.
you go.
Oh,
Here
here we
you
go.
go.
Hey Struds, how you doing? Good to
Here
see
you
you.
go.
I just want to say, guys, he's got a thing for the ladies, not just queens. I'm talking all ladies in general. So why don't we talk? Oh, hey, Lisa, the ex again. She's another woman I was just talking about earlier too. Another woman that does a great show, and she's going to be the first mixologist, pretty much mixing drinks too on my show, which I'm super excited about. So thank you again, Lisa the X, for joining me in such a great cause next week. I'm excited to see everyone's shows. But
So,
yes,
salute
so
to Lisa. Her and Lainey will be on later on today as well. So
yes, so make sure you guys check out their shows. Lisa and Lainey, if you guys want to, put plug in your shows, by all means, do that in the chat room, so everyone knows when you're on tonight and they can come check you out as well. So yes, so why don't you tell everyone that's out there, um, basically how we met? I find it kind of interesting. It's kind of a funny story too.
well, I'm not sure whose room we were in, but so as you guys know, DJ Honeyflow has the dope hat collection. Her hat collection, everybody knows that her hat collection is next level. Next level, next level, next level. So I'm not sure whose room we were in, but she had posted something and she had on this hat, right? And this hat, she was killing it, right? And so I just made the comment, "Yo, who's that? She's super sexy in that hat." So I typed in at DJ Honeyflow, um, "Yo, you killing it in that hat. Salute, salute, salute." And then I think it kind of snowballed from there. And then I'm not sure how Vance got involved in it. Then it kind of went to the next level. But hey, all I was doing, DJ Honeyflow, was just commenting that the hat that you were wearing in your profile looked great. You were looking super sexy, killing it in that hat. That was my sole intention. Sole intention.
Okay, guys, that's Reggie Ward's version of the story.
That's the
Okay, this
truth.
is Reggie Ward's version of the
That's the
story. I'm
truth.
going to tell you guys what happened. And it's interesting that you guys like my hats because my family always tells me I need to grow up. Like, what the heck? Why are you wearing those silly, crazy hats? So I hope they're listening to on Facebook because they absolutely hate my hats and they think I should dress my age,
I
which
love your
I guess
hats.
they think I should dress like I'm 90 years old. I don't know, but
No,
I
no,
I actually haven't
no.
really pulled out so many hats in years because when you do the corporate thing, you're not really wearing hats to work. So I didn't realize I had such a hat collection till Twitch, and I started pulling them out. Because some days you're just not in the greatest mood where you want people to like constantly your face and everything be magnified. And I know other DJs make fun of me and say I have Serato face a lot because sometimes I look serious, so I tried smiling a lot, but when you're looking at 3 different computers and a camera and equipment and you're trying to mix and talk to the chat room, it's a lot, right? People don't realize that. So I think I need to kind of zoom out so people don't really see as much. But Vance Adele is awesome and hilarious. And make sure you guys add him. He always gives me print screens after large raids of me like having Serato face, like just being like that.
Look,
So he always makes fun of me all
Vance is
the
a low
time.
key comedian. He's a low key comedian.
Yeah, he ain't that funny. Don't give him that many
Nah,
props.
he's funny. He's funny.
Yeah. Well, so okay, guys. So how this actually started, and let me tell you, it was. I think he's giving you guys a decent version of the story, but
Decent.
I remember jumping in Reggie Ward's room one night to check him out, and this guy literally stopped his entire show, and I was like, oh, like and he got on the mic and he's like, I don't care who's listening. I don't care who's listening tonight. I want to let you know, DJ Honeyflow. I got something to say about DJ Honeyflow. And I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, here I'm lurking. I'm just like cooking dinner, kind of in the chat room, lurking. I was like, what? What is he talking about? I'm like, what does he want to say about me? And then he's like, Honeyflow, she's damn sexy. She's fine. She's sexy as I was like, I'm
Nah,
like, is it a
nah.
full moon? Is this a full moon? I'm like, what
I do
is
not
going
use
on here?
profanity.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Look,
the other
I
guy
said that you're
used.
sexy because you are.
Oh
All
well,
right.
thank you. I appreciate it.
And I just wanted the people to know
Oh my
that
gosh.
you stepped into the room, that I was appreciative of the fact that you were there, and that was just my way of making you feel comfortable, giving you a well-deserved compliment.
Well, thank you, but it was funny, and then DJ Tone Love and a few others in the room started. I didn't even know he tuned into my show like at all, and then he's like,
That's my
"Yeah,
brother right there.
yeah," and he's like, "Honey flows this." I agree, and then he kept going on, and I was in the chat room like, "Is there a full moon tonight? Like, what are you guys drinking out in the states? Like, this does not happen in Canada. What's going on here?" So I started laughing. I thought it was hilarious because I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's saying that, guys, to get a raid. And then DJ Vance Dell jumped in, and every single chat or show of mine, he'd be like, "Hey guys, if you want a raid from Honeyflow, make sure you give her a box of chocolates, give her flowers, and also compliment her and tell her how fine she is. You will get a free raid from Honeyflow." So Vance Dell went on, like off on it, which was pretty funny. That always made me laugh. And
Well,
I'm just
Honey
like,
Flow, I think you kicked me to the curb though, because I haven't gotten any raids from you in a long time. So I think you kicked me to the curb, Honey Flow.
I never see you. I never see you on anytime I jump on Twitch, I actually and the two guys I don't see on, I rarely see you. I don't see Diamond Lee because I've been checking for him. You know, like there's so many people in this room that I actually don't see on. So it's not purposely. And I have rated you a few times. What are you talking
You
about?
have.
What are
I
you
mean,
talking about? Because I remember everyone bugging me. They're like, "Oh, you just want to go to Reggie Ward because he compliments you." So everyone for the longest time was bugging me so much about you, saying how much Honey Flow enjoys compliments. So then I would say to them, well, don't hate, appreciate. Like my love language is words of affirmation. So hey, if you want to say something nice about me, then yes, you're going to get a raid from Honey Flow. Yes.
and I
Yeah.
appreciate the raids. All I'm saying is, I feel like you kicked me to the curb because it's been a few months. I've been missing you.
No, it's not that at all. And I just want to let everyone know, I don't think people realize how much time you put in shows. Um, a lot of times too, sometimes I just take social media breaks, to be honest. Like sometimes I just need to kind of unwind because all I've been working on is Twitch. And again, people don't realize I'm doing this full time. So when you're doing shows daily, like every day, I even had Tweak give me a call or message me. He's like, "Hey, I haven't seen you. How come you haven't been on my show?" I'm like, because I've been working on this raid till like 4 in the morning, like almost every single night. You know what I mean? And I don't know if people, I know you realize it because you also stream and you work on music. So you
Yes.
understand how much it is. But if you're putting in a lot more hours and you're doing talk motivation shows and music shows combined, it's a lot of content that you're trying to work on. So I try to jump in, but I'm not one to jump in for 2 minutes and just take off and leave. Like I really try to engage in the chat or talk to people, but it is a lot. So
It's a
sometimes,
grind.
yeah. So the last couple, I would say the last month or two, I'm like, okay, I think I just need to do something normal, like see the sunlight, go outside, do something that is not just so Twitch focused. Sometimes you definitely need a break. So yeah, please don't take it personal at all or
Oh
anyone
no.
else if I've missed
I'm just
shows.
messing with you. I'm
Yeah,
just messing
yeah.
with you.
But no, but I
Hey,
do understand. I haven't seen you, so I will have to
yeah,
look a little bit more. But I have rated you.
you
Yeah, I have
have.
rated you more times you've rated me. So there you go. And even someone said, well,
Uh,
maybe he's just complimenting you for a raid. I'm like, I don't care. I said, hey, if someone wants to compliment me for a raid, they got a raid. So that's how like me and Vance Dell were going at it about you, and he's like, well, compliment Honey Flow if you want some flowers, chocolate, she'll give you a free raid. I'm like, hey, I'm
yeah.
not going to hate on it. All I got to say is Reggie kind of knew what he was doing, like
Oh
he's the
yeah.
first person to actually compliment and say nice things,
Yeah.
so thank you, I
Hey,
appreciate it.
hey, quick shout out to my general DJ Ali. There he is right there on the screen.
Yes.
I appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, DJ Allier. I was on a show months ago. He's such a great, does a great talk show too,
He
and
does. He
and he
does.
DJs too. So he probably
Absolutely.
understands it's a lot of work.
That's the
Um,
general right there.
but then I also realized that I think you do it to a lot of women. So I don't know. I don't know about you,
I
Reggie Ward.
mean,
Got one eye open when I
here's the
said
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. I grew up with five sisters, so I know about you guys.
Yeah.
I know about you guys, and I also know that the demographic of my stream, as far as the listeners, it's
Hmm.
80% women. So I'm just trying to make my listening audience feel comfortable.
By flirting with them, by flirting, Reggie Ward. Come on,
I
comfortable.
mean,
I
um,
notice a lot of you guys do that, which I find hilarious. Like when I
I
walk into Spartacus's room late at night, I won't say a thing. I'll just watch him and I message him. Like, I was lurking. I was watching what you were doing, and he was laughing. And when I watch Chaotic or some of you guys, I was like, you guys are so smooth, man. Kev G, like
hey,
we're not as smooth. You guys get definitely a lot of attention online. Females definitely don't get that. Female DJs, you may think that, but no,
hey,
it's definitely different.
I'm just trying to make my audience feel comfortable.
That's
I
okay.
mean,
I'm just
I,
bugging you.
I just want you guys to be comfortable because I'm appreciative that you're in my stream.
Yeah. Well, I did laugh. I thought it was funny because you just brought me back to the 90s. So it was something I wasn't expecting when I jumped in your room, and it definitely put a smile on my face and made me laugh. So I
Oh,
thank you
good.
for that. And
Mission accomplished.
yeah, and us going back and forth, with Vance and all his shenanigans always makes me laugh. It was truly hilarious. Even the discussions we had when you weren't even in the room, about you. So I think one time they put up a raid message saying that, like, make sure you compliment Honey Flow. That's the only way you're going to get a raid. And they actually put it in the raid message, which I thought was hilarious. So I
That's
think
super
he
funny.
makes me laugh so much. So if I have
Yeah.
Serato face, I sometimes need him in the room to make me laugh because I know he'll be probably one of the few because he is a joker like me as well.
He
Um,
is.
but we got Mistress Kush as well. How you doing,
Mistress
girl?
Kush, what's going on?
She also does these power raids, and she just finished one as well with DJ Jen. So make sure you guys are adding them. They put a lot of work into doing that as well. We have actually also, who else came in the building? We got DJ Don as well. He said he's been lurking.
DJ John,
Um,
what's good? We see you, bro.
oh man, this is a funny comment. DJ Daz says, "See the way he says comfortable. That's how I say it to my wife before a back rub." Oh my gosh, you're so funny, DJ Daz. That's funny. Let's see here. I'm just trying to look at um, some of these comments here. You guys are cracking me up. Wow. Let's see here. Oh, yes, DJ Don says, and I just interviewed him too, guys. So make sure you definitely add him from Hawaii. I'm still waiting for my police badge and my cop uniform so I can use because he's a police officer. So I've been bugging him and his friend that works for the narcotics team in Hawaii to give me like a police badge or anything, like anything from the police department out there so I can actually use it for my channel points. It'd be so much fun. But he says sometimes you got to disconnect to reconnect. I've been lurking since the beginning. Blessings to the both of us. So thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And he does a Wisdom Wednesdays talk show. Really great, guys. It's going to be at 10 o'clock tonight Eastern time. So you could catch, Lainey and Lisa the X tonight, I believe at 8 o'clock. And then you could check DJ Don's stream as well. After his Wisdom Wednesday shows is really dope as well. So I'm just trying to see if there's any other ones. And DJ Ali, a big shout out to him too. Thanks for coming through. We appreciate you. Oh, geez, Stirs to Soul was like holla, holla, holla. I feel like I need to play a Ja Rule song after that comment. I could see Ja Rule saying that. DJ Allier says, Reggieward, thank you for saying what all the other fellas were thinking. Oh, okay. I think that's
Absolutely.
going past my head
Absolutely.
right now.
It's important that you make your audience, especially if they're 80% women, comfortable. And that's all I do.
No, you do. You do. And you do have fun and you have a good sense of humor. And that's, I mean, one thing that made me laugh is just like, I haven't heard some of those lines since the 90s. I'm like, okay. So that's why I always promote you and say, you guys got to follow Reggieward. He knows the lines, he knows what to say to get a woman's attention. And he's the only one that did it on Twitch that I've seen. So, you can learn a few of those things. What's this emote here? I can't tell, Struds. What is that? It looks like a plant with that has stems coming out of it. Do you know what that is, Reggieward? I don't know what that is. With eyeballs. I'm not quite sure what that is.
Struds, please tell us what it is.
Stirs to Soul says aisle 2 tails. Oh my gosh. Oh,
you and your aisle 2 concept, honey Flo.
But do you know, like, you never know that. I know I joke around about aisle 2, and for all you guys that don't know on Facebook, YouTube, or new to my show, it's just I always talk about finding love in aisle 2 or restoring the love if you're in a relationship, right? But why do people think it's so taboo that I feel like someone once told me, and now I'm being serious, I'm not even joking. Like, someone gave me great advice and said, if you really do want to meet someone or open yourself up to meeting someone, the best place to go is where you spend 80% of your time. So if you're spending 80% of your time online or at the gym or at a concert, grocery store, wherever you are, then that's where you should meet a potential prospect. So why do you think people are so taboo about it on Twitch? Because people are so against it. I don't get it. I don't know.
I've never met anybody at a grocery store.
Mm-hmm. But never. Do you think that it could be possible though? It could be possible.
Yeah, it could be. Salute to my guy DT Jams Live. the movement is definitely in the building. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you, DT Jams Live, for coming through too. We appreciate you. So you never know. Aisle two could happen. I'm Reggie Ward.
Yeah.
It always usually happens to people that say that they're not interested, they're not looking, and they're good. I don't know if I've heard you say that a few times. I think I might have heard some things, but you never know. You say
You never
music is
know.
your mistress, right? But you never know. You never know.
Hey,
So,
music is my life, my
mhm.
wife, and my mistress,
Oh
and
no,
I've
and your
never
wife.
needed a prenup.
Oh gosh. Well, you never know. You could find someone that's a music lover too and enjoys your shows and is genuine about it, and treats you well, right?
Absolutely.
I think everyone deserves someone that is great, because you never know. You never know what life will bring. So I'm a firm believer
Facts.
in that and hopeful too. But anyways, I know this is not a dating show. TT Jams Live is just like laughing. But you
That's my
never
man
know.
right there. That's my
So
guy right there.
oh, we got DJ Victimone in the building. How you doing? Great to see you as well. So thanks for coming through. And again, Lainey, they're doing a show a little bit later on today at 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys check them out. Oh, DJ Foxy says Target. That's the place to go. Um,
Really, Foxy?
Thank you, DJ
Really?
Foxy. We don't have a Target here.
Really?
We have Walmart though, but I usually see old men with like white socks and sandals in walking through aisle two at Walmart. So I don't know. um,
Hey,
she
can I
she
give a
also
big shout out to somebody, please? Not
yes.
trying to. I got to give a big, 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 big shout out to my guy, DJ Victimone. All right. Please give him a follow. You'll thank me later. He's from Anchorage as well. He's been down in California now for, I want to say, at least close to 10 years now. And he's a phenomenal, phenomenal DJ. And he's doing really big things now. He's actually hanging out with DJ Icy Ice on his stream. So
Oh,
I just want to give
awesome.
my guy, DJ Victimone, bro, I'm so proud of you, my man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we got Jerry the DJ in the building as well. That's doing hundreds, of boat cruises in the summertime and is a
What's up,
promoter.
Jerry?
Actually, Jerry the DJ, you could probably really relate to DJ Reggie Ward. You missed the beginning of the interview, but Jerry the DJ is also a huge promoter here in Toronto, and I'm sure he could relate to some of your promoting stories. Bringing in DMX and also 112 and Outkast as well. So make sure you check the
Right.
replay, Jerry the DJ. I'm sure you'll
Salute to
learn,
Jerry the
yeah,
DJ.
some things on promotion. We got DJ Marcus J in the building as well. Thank you for
That's my
coming
brother
through.
right there. That's my brother right there. Twitch Homie Tuesday, brother. My man, Marcus. Salute, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in. Really appreciate that. And if you guys have any questions, wow, we only have like 20 minutes left. The time's gone by so fast. And there's just, so many more things I wanted to ask you about here as well. So I'm just kind of looking at some of the things I jotted down when we had our conversation too. And yeah, so, besides DJing, I wanted to also touch a base just on, some of your family history as well. Like
Okay.
if you want to let them know, of course, how many kids you have. And, I think that's always great for people to learn a little bit more about you too.
Sure. Um, I have three wonderful kids. I have two girls and a boy. All of my kids are under the age of 30, and my two daughters, I am so proud of them. They both have their masters, and they're still in their 20s.
Hmm.
And I am so proud of them. And my son will be getting his bachelor's here in about 3 months. So my kids are they're incredible, and I'm blessed to have them.
Hmm. And I think, we're kind of talking on the phone. And I thought it was really, really important to talk about and to kind of raise, because I think it was kind of beautiful, like some of the things that you did mention, and you're so open and candid. So my show is always about learning about the streamer and the broadcaster, but also if there's any kind of advice or anything that you've kind of gone through that could help someone in the chat room, right? And I just found it interesting some of the things that you mentioned about growing up, especially as a man. So you did mention like how important it is for you to be there for your kids and how you never missed, even though your kids moved away a different
Yes.
state, you never missed uh, certain pivotal points of their lives. Like you always ensured you were kind of in their lives. What stemmed, like what made you want to ensure that you were always there for them? Like what's kind of the background history of ensuring that you're present like in their lives, and you make an effort, that especially as a father and as a man, like what kind of triggered that to ensure that you were always kind of there for them?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the best relationship with my stepfather. He was a great provider. He provided a roof over my head and my five sisters. So I respect and love him for that. But as far as him and I doing actual father son things, we never did that. And I think I shared with you the other day. I remember when I was 10, I asked my stepfather, "Can we play catch in the backyard?" And he flat out told me, "I don't play catch." And that kind of rocked my 10-year-old mind for a while, because I saw all my other friends and how they would spend time with their father and do father son things, and that just wasn't the case for me. So my motivation with my kids was not to be him, basically. Now, he our relationship, of course, got a lot better as I moved out of the house and became a adult. And in his own special way, he kind of apologized, but that's the motivation for me to try to be the best long distance father that I could be to my kids. When me and my wife, when we got divorced, they went with her, and I made it a point to spend my vacations with them, Christmas, birthdays, graduations. Tried to call them at least twice a week, just to let them know that I'm here. I might not be there physically, but I'm here and I love you. And I think they really respect that even more for that. I mean, it was tough not being a everyday presence in their life, but it was my goal to be the best long distance father that I could possibly be, and I think I did pretty damn well. Uh,
Wow, I
as
think
a,
that's awesome.
as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pop my own collar on that, because
Mhm.
I think I did pretty well.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
old are they now, can I ask, too?
So my oldest daughter is 28, and then I have my middle daughter just turned 25, and my son is 22.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And I love that. I love that you shared that. And I really thank you for that,
sure.
because it's good to kind of hear a different perspective, especially from a man's perspective. Like I'm learning
Yeah,
so much from even all the men I'm interviewing. It's like I'm learning so many things that, I could work on even as a woman, or hearing what you guys have to say. I'm like, wow, okay, I didn't realize that.
yeah.
Um,
And if
mhm,
you listen to my show, I
mhm,
mean, I always am very playful about when I talk about child support. I always say,
mhm.
and ladies, I'm current on my child support, and I am current on my child support, but I always make fun about that situation. And look, us guys with child support, anyway, I make fun about the situation.
Hmm.
I make fun about the situation.
You know what? I'm just sitting here smiling because I can't wait until like you meet the right person. I honestly can't. Like, because it's always funny to me, and I've seen so many DJs and so many people that say that too, especially after maybe a bad experience or something that has happened, that hey, I'm never going to get married, or like, music is my mistress and that's it. And it's like boom, like something just happens where someone just comes into that person's life and changes it. So I'm definitely, I know you're probably like, okay, where's this going, but I'm just saying that, I don't know, just remember this interview. I think it's going to
Okay.
be really cool when that right person comes in for you, and I think is going to definitely maybe change a lot, maybe, definitely enhance and change some perspectives too, for sure, I
I
think.
mean, I still believe in love. I mean, I'm not bitter. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just think that I'm in a good place right now.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
in a good
and that's
space.
great. That's really good. DJ Fox C says, "Yes, the worst relationship of my life was followed by the best one." I love that, Foxy. Thanks for sharing that comment. I really like that.
I love me
And
some Foxy. She makes the best online milkshakes ever.
yeah. Yeah, DJ Victimone is giving you 100s up here, and Foxy's
That's my
giving
little
you some
bro right
hearts
there. Yep,
as
absolutely.
well. So, when you mentioned that also about your father, do you feel like you kind of had to make a conscious effort, because we learn from, like, I guess, our past experiences, everything that's happened, whether it's our parents or how we are raised, and kids in school around us, like everything has shaped our beliefs, our values, our experiences, the way we see the world, especially now, as we get older. Did you feel like you had to make a real conscious effort, especially with your kids? Okay, I'm not going to do it this way because it's something like a learned behavior. What, like, kind of like how your father's saying, hey, I don't do this, or I don't play catch. So have you ever caught yourself, kind of doing the same thing and having to check yourself like, oh, that's something that my father did. I got to make more of a conscious effort to not do that. Have you ever had that situation happen?
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not trying to make my stepfather seem like he was a bad guy because he really wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but um, there's no blueprint on how to be a good father. You just have to
Mhm,
use your you just have to use your instincts,
mhm,
and you have to pray about it.
hmm, mhm.
And so the things that he did or said to me that I didn't like, those are the things that I never used with my kids.
Mhm,
Um, I'm not saying that I tried to be the complete opposite of him because he was very responsible. He was a great provider, um, and those are the qualities that I got from him. But there's a lot of things that we just didn't see eye to eye on, and so I just tried to be the best father that I could be based upon my experiences growing up with him. Which,
mhm.
I mean, hey, he was honest. He didn't have time to play catch with his son, and that's something that he just did not do. And who knows? Maybe his father probably didn't play catch with him either, so it just wasn't in the cards for him to play catch with me.
Yeah, no, I could see that. It's definitely something that's
Yeah,
learned, and it could also go back to, now that you're talking, that I'm thinking about, I don't know if you're familiar with the 5 love languages. Are you familiar with the 5 love languages or
I
no?
am not.
Oh, okay. So, just a quick breakdown. Our love languages are so different, right? So maybe yours was quality time. We have 5 different love languages: quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service. So if someone does something for you, that's what they really appreciate. If you wash the dishes, you're an acts of service person. That could be that could mean a lot more than just saying words like I love you. If your words of affirmation, it could be like I am, a compliment or saying something nice about to me really sticks a lot more in my mind because I'm a words of affirmation person, right?
Right. Okay.
There's physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, and quality time. And did I miss one? I can't think. If anyone knows, I'm just trying to quickly, briefly talk about it. Yes, Women in Silence said, oh, yes, thank you so much. Women in Silence says it's an excellent book by Gary Chapman. And Lisa, the X, says great book and concepts. Yeah. And also, it's gifts. So basically, if someone is always giving you gifts, and I've had that before where they constantly gave me gifts, and I'm like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. But why is this guy not saying how he feels about me? But he's constantly giving me gifts. Like, to me, it felt weird because that's not my love language, right? So just listening to you, maybe your love language was quality time and his wasn't. Maybe his
Right.
was,
Right.
maybe you said he was a good father, so he provided a lot for you, which, paying the bills and getting supper on the table, or just basically doing things that a leader or a man, feels that he should do. So maybe his language was acts of service, right? Um, it could be. It's just something I just thought about when you were talking about that.
Yeah.
But
I
if you could,
mean,
yeah.
you kind of put things in, you kind of put things in perspective for me. I mean, maybe that is what he did.
Hmm.
Thank you, Laney. Also, big shout out to my guy, UD Sound. I see you, bro.
Yes. Hey, Dr. Dady Priest, another beautiful woman that is
She is.
trying to create change in the world, along with Women Unsilenced and all these great women in the room. They're also going to be on my raid train next week, so make sure you guys add them. Dr. Dady Priest says being aware of love languages does wonders for communication. So, for example, I don't know with you being in the tech field, if you've ever done like surveys with staff in your company, but I've done lots of surveys, and they talk about that, like birds that flock together, or you'll do these, like it's called disc training, or different surveys that say what you are, what your personality is, and and then you start realizing how different everyone else is in the workplace, right? So basically, the five love languages is the same concept that you have to. We usually give out the language that we love. So if I'm words of affirmation, I'm going to always say how great you are and how you're the best and give you compliments. Well, if you're not a words person, it may feel a little weird to you because you're like, whoa, why does this person give me that many words? Like, I just want to hang out or spend time. So it's kind of the same concepts we've learned in, at least in the corporate world, uh, are still applicable too. So I literally apply the five love languages to a lot of people I meet because I could never figure out why am I not getting along with staff, or why am I not getting along with, why do people are not gravitating to me in the corporate world? Didn't matter how friendly I was. It's like, how come they're not I don't understand when I ask how someone is or how their day is, and you're genuine about it, like why they kind of are more standoffish or back away. And until we did this training, then I understood, oh, that's not their love language. So
Right.
maybe they could be more analytical. So just hand them the work and walk away. um,
Gotcha. All
and then
right.
they would jump in my office and they would be like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? How's your family? They would ask me a million questions, and we'd laugh because they're more introverted. They're not that type of, like, in your face type of people like I am. So when we started understanding that we're all kind of different and we receive things differently, that's how we connect, right? So definitely get the five love languages. I think Lainey or someone in the room said that they get it for you.
Yes.
It's a great book, and I promise you,
Okay.
like, it's going to be a life changer. And
I'm
you're
anxious to
already,
check it out.
yeah, and you're already smooth with the ladies. So once you read the book and drop some of those lines, like, yeah, you'll be good.
Okay. Okay.
Um, we got DJ K Nikki in the house, another amazing, beautiful woman that's going to be on my raid train next week as well. Make sure you
What's up,
guys add her.
Nikki?
along with DJ Foxy. Thanks everyone for coming through. We appreciate each and every one of you. So many. Um,
Absolutely.
let's see. Dr. Dady Priest says those may have been communication preferences which can complement love languages. Interesting. I like that, you know. Um,
That's
DJ,
why Dr. Dady Priest is sothebomb.com.
yes.
She
Yeah.
really is.
I love listening to her shows, and I love the fact that I think a few times I've wavered. I don't mean to do that in the chat room. I'm just having fun or talking to people, but sometimes it's wavered. So, like it's shifted, you know. But I love that she just kind of goes with the flow, and I love her laughter. I love making her laugh because her laughter reminds me of One Easy Mac. When I hear him, he lights up the room, right? And when Dr. Dady Priest starts laughing, she literally lights up the room. That's what I see when I watch her shows, and I
She's
love
amazing.
watching her laughter. It's very
She's
infectious.
amazing.
Yeah, we got DJ Marcus J in the building, and
My
DJ
guy.
Papa Trini as well. Let's see, Mariposa.
Hey, I'm the official warm-up DJ for DJ Papatrini. I open up for him. I'm his
No,
warm-up
I
DJ.
think other people were saying they've learned from you in this chat, actually. So no, it's true though. I
Don't believe
believe
the
that.
hype.
So DJ Don says, as a streamer, okay, this is a great question. As a
Okay.
streamer, do you feel responsibility um, to be cognizant? And I can't even say the word cognizant. You get what I mean. See, DJ Don.
Cognate.
Yes, I can't even say your name, and I can't even say the word, so I'll let you say it. Of chat. Oh, what? Of chat flirting. And where do you draw the line? Should a person wanting to take it to the next level? Ooh. Ooh, hmm. I'm going to leave that question up to you because
I mean,
I don't think I've ever flirted with anyone on Twitch. So,
my
I mean,
flirting is so low key. It's never over the top. Um, it's never offensive. Just like I said earlier, I'm just trying to make my target audience, which is primarily women, feel comfortable. So yeah,
mhm,
I'm always going to compliment my audience. I'm going to always let them know that I appreciate them being in the room, but it's it's basically PG flirting. It'll never be X-rated. It'll never be offensive. It'll never be over the top. So, um, for me personally, I definitely stay in my lane as far as the actual flirting is concerned. It's just fun stuff. It's just
mhm.
fun. Um, Never over the top, never offensive.
And you're single too. So I don't
I am
know.
single. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything, I know you're joking. Like, I know I'm
Yeah.
not taking like you guys seriously. So, I mean, it didn't
Yeah.
make me drop like my dinner plate. I'll say that. But like,
Yes. I don't have a wifey that I have to talk to about it later on. So
yeah, exactly. But
I'm
do you
good.
find that I'm just curious too. Have you ever had any encounters where women have been like kind of a bit aggressive or maybe taken it the wrong way? Like if you're just kind of flirting and it's just kind of goes along with your persona. Because let's face it, a lot of DJs online and in general definitely put on personas, or they put on maybe their best confident selves. Not everyone is the same on camera and off camera. I would think that people are, but that's not true. Like people definitely have personas because it is entertainment and they're selling that too when they're online. Um, I don't know. For me, I kind of feel like what you see is what you get on or off the camera. I'm just more
Yeah.
chattier in front of the camera. But um,
So
what do you
was
say
your
to that?
question, has a woman been aggressive with me?
Yeah, because like say if
No.
you're just
N-
having fun and then, and
Not
then
at all.
someone has
No.
been coming at you.
No, because my flirting is PG.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. So no thin line between love and hate situations. No steak knives, nothing
No,
crazy.
absolutely not.
Yeah, that's good. So I think DJ Don says facts. Let's see here. DJ Marcus J, great to see you. Do you also have a few minutes too? I want to respect your time because I know it's already 7 o'clock. So it's totally up to you if you have a few minutes.
Uh, the only thing that I have planned in the next hour is to check out Lainey Starr and Lisa the X on their stream.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. When are they? They're on at 8 o'clock. Yeah, they're on at
Yes.
8. They're not on any earlier. If they're on earlier, we could have rated into them if they're on earlier. But
Nope. 4
yeah.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. So no problem. I know we have tried. I have tried when I've gone longer with my interviews. So if you guys have any questions for DJ Reggieward, again, make sure you guys add this incredible DJ and this person. Been so interesting, a lot of your stories that
Thank
you
you.
have, and just when you think about it, guys, he's done so much. 35 years DJing, being a being a promoter of huge events, bringing in Outkast, 112, DMX, like that takes a tremendous amount of courage to do, and also doing a record pool. Is there anything you haven't done in music? Now that I'm thinking, you've done so many different things
I
that have been
mean,
involved around,
yeah,
and radio. You do radio as well. So why don't you tell people a little more about radio, your experience too?
yeah. I've pretty much done everything under the sun. Concert promotions,
Hmm.
radio. Um, um, I also am the organizer of the Alaska Hip Hop and R&B Awards up here. It's a
Oh, cool.
um, yearly award show that we have. So
Hmm.
I've got that. I run a successful recording studio.
Hmm.
I've been in artist management. Um, I mean, I make beats. I do edits. Um, I pretty much have done everything, and I'm so blessed to be able to still do the stuff that I love after 35
Hmm.
years.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. And I just want to thank you, DJ Don. I just saw that on another laptop here for the resubscription. Thank you for supporting my show. I really, truly appreciate that. And, some of the follows as well. Thank you guys so
Right,
much
right,
for coming
right.
through. Yeah. And I forgot to mention it maybe 2 hours ago, but if you guys are digging the vibe in the show, make sure you guys host me. That's the only way I can get out as a streamer on Twitch here because we're not always showcased on recommendation pages. So make sure you guys host if you can. That would be amazing. And don't forget to follow before you leave if you're feeling the vibe as well.
Absolutely.
So if you guys have any questions, that would be really, really great. I'm just trying to scroll up to see if there's any questions. And if I miss them, just repost them in the chat. So what would you say, because it sounds like you've done so much,
I
like
have.
especially on Twitch, what would you say your goals are and how did you land on Twitch? Was it pretty much the whole Facebook, Instagram shutting down like everyone else?
Absolutely. Um, I mean, Facebook first, and then I went to IG, and then I'm on Twitch, and I'm here on the DJ Honeyflow talk show. So,
Hmm.
Mama, I've made it.
You've made it. Have you ever been on? I think you made it well before this, that's for sure. I'm just trying to scroll it. Oh, DJ Marcus says, can you ask Reggieward why my application to the DJ Reggieward School of Edits and Remixes keeps getting denied? Hey, since I let you on my show, I want some remixes and edits from you too. We can trade.
um, uh, Marcus, I will have to talk to my staff to see exactly what's going on, and we will get back to you as soon as
Yes.
possible. My apologies, but we will work it out. I also need to give another shout out to my guy who just came in the building, Alaska Borg. He has been doing radio with me for as long as I've been doing radio,
Hmm.
and he just got on Twitch, and I just want to give him a big shout out. As a matter of fact, we both work at the same radio station, which is KNBA FM 90.3. So, want to give a big salute to my guy right there, Alaska Borg, aka DJ Rico.
I'm just reading some of these comments. It's so funny. Um, sorry, I just have to post this again. DJ Allier, I'm scrolling up, says, if you want to meet a woman, they're all at Target, right?
I'm
And
going
then
to yo. I'm going to Target then.
exactly. The girl Xtina says everything's a dating show to DJ Honeyflow. Well,
Hey,
Xtina, Amani Experience and Nerd Chris met, so I have hope. If no one has hope in the building, I have hope,
hey.
in people
She said she was
and
born.
myself.
She said she was born in Alaska as well.
Yes, I know. I read that. Let's see
Yeah.
here. I didn't. That's a fun fact about this girl, Xtina. I had no idea that you're. How long did you live in Alaska for? Um, and the people that you're meeting from Alaska, have you known them before, Reggieward, or did you just meet some of them on Twitch that were from Alaska?
Um, I haven't really met anybody on Twitch that's from Alaska that I did not know. All the people that are from here that are on Twitch, I do know. Like, of course, DJ Rico, DJ Victimone.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I've known them. So I haven't really met anybody from Alaska on Twitch that I haven't known in the past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I was just scrolling up to see if there was more questions here. I think I'm going to scroll down to see if there's more questions as well. So let me know if you guys have any more questions for Reggieward. Definitely put them in the chat. Yeah, DJ Don from Hawaii says, need to visit Alaska soon. I heard it was beautiful.
Come
Um,
on up, Don.
you know,
We got you. We got you.
this girl,
Um,
Xtina, says she moved when she was 2 years old. Oh, here's
right,
a good
right.
one. I like this question. DJ Don says, what's the biggest differences in your experience with online versus in real life DJing?
Well, I would say the feedback because um, even though you get feedback online, it's not the same type of feedback. I mean, um, if you were at a club and you played a record that cleared the dance floor, you'll know that instantly.
Hmm.
On 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 Twitch, you don't get that same reaction. So I guess the answer to the question is the actual feedback that you get. Wait, okay. Can you read what
Oh yeah,
Lisa
I'm
the
gonna.
X is saying,
Yeah,
please?
I'm definitely going to read it. One thing I want to say, thank you so much, Lisa the X, for those bits. Appreciate you. Looks like we're close to a hype train here too, guys. And it's
Nice, nice, nice.
DT Jams Live. Thank you so. Oh wow, you guys just kicked off a hype train. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it for this show and everything. And even you guys coming in, it means so much. It is definitely a lot of work to just work on content and try to work on something new and something that's different. So I know I spent about an hour. I could have definitely spent a few hours just talking with Reggieward because his stories were so interesting. So thank you guys so much. Oh, wow, for this hype train. Oh, DJ Dawn. Oh, man, I wish I had buzzers. I don't have anything. I don't know if you
Appreciate you
do,
guys
Reggieward.
supporting
Wow. Thank you
DJ
guys.
Honeyflow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before we get into, definitely want to thank everyone. I'm just looking at another laptop here. Thank you, DT Jams Live for those bits, DJ Marcus J for those bits, as well as DJ Dawn. Wow, 500 bits. Thank you so much, DJ Dawn. Appreciate you. We did an interview together, uh, so make sure you guys check the replay. Actually, I was going to say a couple weeks ago, but I don't even remember what day it is today. Working on
They're
so
showing
many
you
things.
major love, Honeyflow. They're
Yeah,
showing you
thank you
big
so
time
much.
love.
Wow, DJ Dawn, you know, thank you so much, Tilt. You guys really appreciate this. Tilt as well, and DJ Cold Switch. as well for those bits. DJ Marcus, DJ Jams Live, DJ Dawn, DJ Allier, wow, DJ Foxy, thank you guys so much. Lisa the X, and again, DT Jams Live for the subscription, and also DJ Dawn, of course, for subscribing to my channel. Thank you guys so much. And Tilt and DJ Cold Switch. Wow. Make sure I got everyone here. Thank you guys so much for the bits. Level 2, it says 8%. Just want you guys knowing as well. I have my mod Mimi Berry, and I don't think she's in the chat, but I really wanted to. I think the next hype trains, I'm definitely going to give everything to my mod. I don't think people understand how much this woman is working so hard in the UK right now. She's been working weeks on my flyers. She basically, for anyone that's in graphic design, knows how much effort this is. So we gave her 100 pictures. It was really important to have women on my flyers, not just a name. So imagine going through 100 pictures, cropping out all the backgrounds, spending hours, resizing, making sure everything fits. So she's working really hard on all my flyers right now. So I just want to give her a big thank you. And I know she doesn't really know this, but a lot of the hype trains that I'm getting all this month, I'm going to try to ensure go to her, because she basically said that she would work for free, like, to do this event, because she believes in it so much with me. And so big shout out to all the mods and everyone supporting. And I just want to bless her as much as she's blessed me.
Nice,
with and hopefully give her something good that she deserves. So I'm hoping that this fundraiser goes really well for next week, 6 days. And again, I want to thank you guys for all helping. And if you guys can help, definitely repost the flyers, because this girl is working I'm talking hours, guys. After she's done her job, she's rushing home and working on this like for weeks. So it takes so much work to put 100 faces on flyers and get the layout and get everything right, And for someone to say that they'll do it for free, like, is just mind-boggling to me. So
that's love right there.
Yeah, it is. And I want to, and she knows, because she knows that I'm doing this full time. So she's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I'm like, no. I'm going to make sure I pay you back, And it's never forgotten. All the people that have helped me on my show, I may not be able to do it right away or instantly, but I promise when I go back, I'm definitely going to go back to all the people that have supported me, and also the people that have helped me. When the timing is right, I definitely want to go back to all those people as well and support them. So big shout out to Mimi Berry. She's amazing and such a beautiful person. And also Clarky, my mod, and Junior, being my day one and being there, and Vance Dell. I mean, I definitely got to give him props for all his advice and just, his encouragement, and always jumping on my show, and not only bugging me, but also jumping on my show and helping to mod for me as well when I need it, and pointing out things that I can improve and work on too. I really do truly appreciate that as well. So pass the message on to him, Lisa the X. And again, thank you, Junior, for those bits. Lisa the X again for those bits. Tilt for those bits. DJ Cold Switch, DJ Marcus J as well, and everyone else. I really appreciate it. And it says level 2, 31%. So thank you guys again. So yeah, going back to just what we were talking about, I think it's important to also talk about Twitch goals, like where you want to be. It's important for people to know it, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to say. I feel like sometimes streamers don't really want to say. They're just like, oh, we're just doing it for fun, or if it happens, it happens. But I'm not so sure if that's necessarily the truth, right? So I think it's really important to state where you want to be and where you want to go, so other people can also help you in that process. So I will say, or maybe some streamers are a bit gun shy to really talk about partner or talk about whatever it is that they want, what their objective is with Twitch. But I think if you're putting 100 hours of your time in streaming and doubling that out of your shows, I think it's important to state what your intention is, what you want to do, because you never know who's listening. You never know who can help you as well. So I guess I ask you I already know the answer, but I want to ask you the question, like what goals do you have? Is partner something that you'd be interested in obtaining for Twitch?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, you know, at first I went back and forth on the whole do I want to be partner concept, but at the end of the day, I do want to be a partner. And I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. I recently became a member of the mastermind group called The Movement. And we are a bunch of DJs striving for the same goals to eventually become a partner. And those guys, along with DJ Foxy, they're so supportive. They're so motivating, and I'm excited about the whole situation. So, yeah, of course, I would love to be a partner. I would love to have that purple check. Absolutely.
For sure. And I think it's really important. And I say this to all the streamers out there. There's nothing wrong with actually saying that, it doesn't make you a different person with a different intent. I feel like sometimes streamers are a little gun shy to actually say that. And the reason
Yeah.
why I feel like it's so important to state your intentions and what you want. And I'm going to actually probably let you guys know what happened to me literally today in the next couple weeks when everything's finalized. But that's why it's really important to state your intentions. For example, I said I always say this on my show, what I would love to do on my bucket list for DJing. And the biggest dream I would have is like to MC and host in a football stadium or the Raptors arena. Like that would be a dream of mine, to be in the middle of the field or in the Raptors arena. And I'll keep saying it until someone notices something in me, right? So that's why I think it's really important. Or I would love to be back on radio again as a VJ, or just anything, just being on a platform, helping other people too, with something bigger. So that's why I think it's good to keep saying those things, because you don't know, what doors will open up, right? So,
Right.
and I definitely see you moving in that direction.
Thank you.
It definitely takes a lot of hard work and grit and grind, but I definitely have, mad respect for you even
Thank you.
after our conversation. And I just love that you're open, even in conversation, you're not afraid to speak the
Right.
truth. And I love that. I think that's awesome. So
Thank you.
if you guys get a chance, make sure you support DJ Reggieward. Make sure you guys add him and, pass his information around so we can, so he'll get there
Mm.
faster. And it does take, and he will compliment you, for a raid. He will compliment you for a raid. So
Stop. Stop.
make sure you guys do that. And, he'll always get a raid from me, if he keeps the compliments going.
All
Although
right.
I could use some chocolate and some flowers too.
All
Like, come on,
right.
we don't get them from Stirs de Soul. So, um, eh, you know, yeah.
Hey, can I give a couple quick
Yeah, go ahead.
shout outs before I'm going to have to go?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I want to give a huge, huge shout out to NY Boss Lady, and and say the same story about her all the time.
Hmm.
She's the most supportive person I know on Twitch.
Yeah, she is. She's
When
very
I first
supportive.
got on Twitch, um, it wasn't going too well for me, and I was going to call it a wrap. I was going to shut it down, and then I saw Grown Folks Live, and then I reached out to NY Boss Lady. She had no clue who I was, all right,
Hmm.
but she embraced me. Uh, she she got me to the affiliate status, like I think the very next day,
Wow.
and If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would even be in this position. So a lot of the DJs that are even in this chat right now, we all have roots in grown folks' lives. So I have to give big salute to NY Boss Lady. Thank you for everything
Yes.
that you've done for me.
It's true. She's always been a huge supporter, even on my show. I don't know how she does it. It's like she's like that on a lot of shows. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah,
definitely someone I would love to come go back to when, you know, I can, as other DJs bug me, pay my when I pay my AOL bills. She's
right.
definitely someone I'm definitely going to go back to because she's a huge supporter for sure, and she's included us on the raid trains too. We got Miss
Absolutely.
Diva, a gamer in the building. And let's see here. Yes, M. Lewis. Make sure you guys pass the message to her. I don't think she's in the room right now. M. Lewis says, "Oh, there we go. I'm back again." And Lady G, as well says, "Yes, she is." So thank you guys for
No
the
doubt.
comment. I know DJ Don asked, "How's the COVID restrictions in Alaska? Is everything open now?" That's a great question.
It is. We are totally open up here in Alaska, Don. So um, the whole mask, not to wear mask thing up here is a big controversy. But
Hmm.
clubs are open, kids are back to school. So yeah, we are wide open. I also want to, I gave some love to my group, the movement, but I also want to give some big love to these four DJs right here: Marcus J, DJ Nick Ski, DJ Lockdown, and Diego Dundee. Those are my Twitch Homie Tuesday guys. And before I joined the movement, I mean, these guys kept me focused. They kept me motivated. We all support each other. And I cannot leave without showing those gentlemen all the love and respect in the world. Thank you guys so much for everything.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to leave you to decide who you kind of want to raid into as
Okay.
well. Um,
Uh, all right.
if there's anyone as well. And I want to thank you for such a great interview. It was
You're
awesome
welcome.
just hanging out tonight and interviewing and learning more about you. I think
Yeah.
it's interesting that you've covered every angle of music and just some of the things you've done are incredible. And I found the
Thank you.
DMX story pretty fascinating as well.
Mm.
Um, with some of the things that you shared tonight too. So if you guys missed it, make sure you catch the replay again at DJ Reggieward. Right here is his name posted. And make sure you guys are adding him before you leave too. He really plays a good music selection and it's always different as well. And he does a great show too, as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
So is there anyone you would like to raid into as
I
well?
mean, who's on right now?
I don't know. Are you able to see or no? If not, I can read out people to
Uh,
you.
Let me
If you're not able to see, I can always read it out to you as well. And
just a sec.
no
Let
problem.
me.
Big shout out to J Rock. I see you. Miss Diva is also on my raid train, an amazing gamer. Can't wait to see her show. She's going to be on next week too. So,
I do have somebody.
yep. She says you're a goat, by the way.
Aw, thank you.
And
Um,
oh, DJ Don says he's been following you like for a long minute. you know. Uh,
Thank you. Thank
Alia
you.
says, great interview too. Yeah, throw up some nice comments for DJ Reggieward since he compliments us. It's fair that we compliment him too. So make sure
I
you guys
appreciate it.
say something nice about Reggie Ward and his show and this interview. So, oh, one reason. We got one reason in the building. Thanks for coming through. I didn't even know you were there. Sneaking in the side door. Thank
Salute,
you, one
salute.
reason. We appreciate you as well. He does a great show. He's going to be next on the list for partner, guaranteed. You
He's
know,
dope. He's dope.
it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen very, very soon. along with Prodigy and some of these other guys, for sure going to happen. So definitely
Absolutely.
rooting for every single one of you guys, you know. DJ Don, if you check out his replay, he gave some really good tips on, you know, kind of establishing partnership and what to do. That was really helpful for me as well. He also said you can't stream to other platforms once you've become partner, which I found very interesting. I didn't know that, you know. So that
I had
was a
heard
good,
about that.
yeah, I didn't know that. That was a good tip.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know then because I like streaming to Facebook and YouTube and different things, you know? Yes.
Hey, Honeyflow, can we rate out to cool DJ Frank
Let's see here. So it's cool.
with a
Whoops.
C?
Oh, okay. Cool DJ Frank. I'm just looking it up here.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Wasn't he in? Was he listening to us?
he was.
Yeah, okay. He's the one. I think I saw him somewhere else because I liked his hat too that he was wearing.
Yeah, you
Okay.
actually complimented him on his hat today.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was in this room or another room.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So yes, let's raid into him. We'll definitely do that. And you know, I'm definitely going to bring you back on again.
Thank you.
Hope you could come back again, and I hope you guys learned something really amazing about DJ Reggieward as well. Now, if someone gave me, I'm going to see if we could try if it's going to work through StreamYards. I think it did. And someone told me not to put the at symbol. Do you? I find this whole week raids have been showing that it hasn't been coming up at all, which is kind of strange. I don't know if that's happened to you, where like it's just showing unknown, but it's been happening to me like all week. So let's see
Mhm.
if this works. I'm going to try. They told me not to use the at symbol, just to put / raid and then the person's name. So we're going to see if it works. I don't know. I'm going to try it for the first time with you guys. I hope this works. Makes me nervous because I don't want to send to the wrong person, you know. But in
Right,
case things go wrong, make sure you go to Cool DJ Frank, you guys.
yep.
Cool DJ Frank. That's his
Cool
name.
with a C.
Cool with the C. Cool DJ Frank. So thank
Yeah.
you guys again so much. Um, yeah, one reason says, yeah, you do have to use the at. Someone told me not to anymore. Um, Maybe that's why I'm getting unknown. They said not to use the at symbol. So we're going to try not using it and see how it goes. So thank you guys again. Before you leave, make sure you again add DJ Reggieward before you leave. And feel free to follow me as well. And again, I'm just going to say one last time, we're doing a massive female raid. It's taken so much work. 96 streamers for next week. It's going to be 6 days, and it's going to be incredible. And a lot of these women are in the room right now too, some of them. So make sure you guys definitely, you know, add them. If I missed you and there's some females in the room that want to jump on, just whisper me. It's all full now, but I'm doing a list of if anyone cancels, then I can make some calls, and you could jump in. I'd love to have you. I'm sure I didn't get everyone, and I apologize if I missed anyone, but I've contacted like 256 women, so it's in 1 week, actually in 3 days. So it's been a lot of work. And thank you everyone. For joining me on this mission against human trafficking. I hold it so dear to my heart, and I thank you guys for jumping on board. Truly appreciate it. Everyone else in the room, if they could advertise it, you know, grab my flyer on Instagram and just tag people, talk about on your shows. That would be amazing. And I truly, truly appreciate it. It would help me out so much. So let's raid in right now. We're going to see if this raid works. Okay, so I'm going to press it. And thank you guys again for joining the show. I appreciate you so much. Let's see
And
if this works. Yep,
and
go
DJ
ahead.
Honeyflow, I just wanted to say that I really like your earrings.
Oh, thank you. Well, they're
You're
just
welcome.
hoops. They're just
Yeah,
hoops, but
yeah,
thank
they're
you.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, that didn't work. That raid didn't work. Oh, it's going? Really? Is it going? It
It's
gave me
working.
it gave me an error message. It said on my thing, it says it's not working. Let's see here. It is going. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for letting us know, Lisa the X. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, it gave me an error message. So it's cool, DJ Frank. in case you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Make sure you throw up my emotes, say hello, and we'll see you guys soon. This week, I'm sure we'll see each other. All right. Have a great night, you guys, and we'll see you guys. See you guys in aisle 2 in Target,
All
according to
right.
DJ Foxy. Okay, let's
All
rate
right.
out now. I think it is it showing that it rated? I think it is. Yes, I think it actually went through.
Okay.
Um, okay, so thank you so much again, Reggieward. It was amazing. And
Okay.
we'll definitely talk soon. Thank you for
Okay.
staying. Okay, take
Take
care.
care.
Have a great
Bye.
night. Okay, take care. Bye.